Alright guys, so you've recently talked about fossils in class, and there are different kinds of fossils. Well, that's all fun and good, but sometimes we want to know, what are these fossils about? Like, what animals are they? So, for this next lesson, we are going to learn about some of the ancient animals that used to live here in the state of Georgia. And yes, you can find fossils either up in the mountains or down near the coast in our state. Granted, not a lot of dinosaur fossils, but there are a lot of ancient mammal fossils that you can find here in Georgia. So, we're going to put a Valentine's Day twist on this. This is Prehistoric Love, so get ready. The first one we're going to say is not a mammal, okay, but you can find fossils of this animal. So start with a circle. A very long oval. Long, strong tail. So long my camera's having trouble picking it up. A neck. Big shoulders. Back legs. And a snout full of teeth. Now, around here nowadays, we do have American alligators, but back in the day, we had giant crocodilians that lived in our state. Much bigger than American alligators. So let's go ahead. We got a big snout, big strong legs, webbed feet. I drew mine a little close to the edge. Oh well. Now remember, crocodilians are ambush predators. And we can find their skulls in the coastal plains area of our state. And of course, running down their back. One on either side, and a big one all the way down to the tippy tail. So we had giant crocodilians who used to live in our state. Up to 13, 15 feet long, okay, really big, right? And we'll give some love from this crocodilian from way back when. Told you there's a Valentine's Day spin on it. So we had these kind of animals. You can also find ammonites, okay, which today the only one of ammonites we still have left is the nautilus, but it's not found around this area anymore. But you can still find the shells of these shelled squid-like animals around our state. So ammonites. Attached to one of these, give some love. We also can find other kind of mollusks and bivalves and clams in certain deposits near the coast. So we have those kind. Next, we're going to start to think bigger. Like I said, we used to have megafauna. Okay, that's a great word. Fauna, mega meaning big and fauna meaning animals in our state. And the first megafauna we are going to do, okay, we need a head, the curved part of a snout, We're going to put something big on that though. Massive shoulders. Go back to the hips. And a cute bob-like tail. But at the front, at the business end up here, we'll give it a nose. And some lips. Was what was coming out. If you have said saber-toothed tiger, you are correct. We did used to have saber-toothed tigers in our state. Give them some lazy legs for right now. Lazy legs. And back legs. Lazy legs. That reminds me of the symbol of Mr. Beast. Rawr. Alright, so we used to have saber-toothed tigers around here. Occasionally, up in the mountains, you'd find their skulls. Big collector item to find a good skull. So we had saber-toothed tigers. Oh, and I forgot. Need to give some love. Alright, you might need 2 pages for this lesson. Just going to warn you now. You might need 2 pages. So if you need to pause and go get another piece of paper, go ahead. Alright, saber-toothed tigers were great, but they had to have prey too. And though big, but watch out for their claws, we had this kind of animal. It did not have a very long snout. It had ridiculously small ears. But the front of these very large front legs. Are huge. Banana-sized claws. And they only use these claws to reach up and pull down branches. They are very gentle. They are an herbivore. And pretty big claws on the back end too. And a long, rectangular, thick tail to help balance them because they would stand up on their back legs. Ground sloths used to live in our state. Give it some love. So ground sloths with their large claws. You can still see those large claws on our tree-dwelling sloths that we still have today. But back then they were so heavy, there was no way. Easily weigh up to 2 tons. So we had those in our state. We don't have a whole lot of, let's see, dinosaurs. But we did have duck-billed dinosaurs. And when I say duckbill, they had thick, bony-like bills that they would use, and they were aquatic, okay? They were semi-aquatic. They had webbed feet we know of. Some of them had crests. They're also known as a group of dinosaurs known as the hadrosaurs. Duck-billed dinosaurs were in that group. We'll draw it kind of from a front view here. So big, strong toes. But in between they had webs. Back, up. Just to give you a size of both these animals, we'll have the tail go behind the ground sloth. We know we had duck-billed dinosaurs because not only have we found their fossils, but we have also found their fossils of their nests that we'd have, and we found out that studying their nests and other trace fossils of them, that they were animals that looked after their young and took care of them in groups. So everyone shared responsibility to take care of the little ones. And we know from a little bit of pigment found in other parts of the world from this type of dinosaur that they did have striped camouflage, very faintly, in fossilized skin that we have been able to find. So duck-billed dinosaurs, give some love. All right, so when you think of an aquatic animal that can come onto land, a lot of people think of hippos. I'll turn the page here. You know what, I'm going to turn to the other page. There we go. There was a type of animal that was kind of whale-like in habit, but it could also come onto land. It was a mammal. It was not reptilian. It had an interestingly short neck. Four stubby legs. And kind of a ridiculous looking tail. Its snout, though, looked like a crocodilian. It had nostrils that were very high up on its snout, eyes that could face forward, and a lot of teeth for catching fish. But its body was covered with hair. It had webbed feet, like a beaver. And lived off the coast. So kind of like how seals and walruses are today, they spend most of their time out in the water, and this animal would spend most of its time out in the water and only come on shore for maybe things like giving birth to its pups. We've only been able to find parts of this animal. Oh, and small ear holes, and that was about it. So fuzzy, 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 fuzzy. Georgia cetus. Now, back in the day, you can still find old traces of horses. We still have horses on Cumberland Island, but people brought those from Europe. So we had old traces. Oh, I almost forgot. With love. I did not make that body big enough. Y'all have the beauty of erasing. I don't. Alright, horses that had zebra-like tails. They were much smaller than, let's say, the horses you're going to find in Aiken or at your local farm. But they lived in our coastal plain a long time ago. I can't draw horses' legs, can't you tell? Okay, just do the best. If yours looks like a spider like mine, that's fine. I hate horses' legs. Just gonna say, it's too many joints. Some people love to draw them. I hate it. Alright, so we used to have old horses around here. Small horses, like mini ponies. And then the biggest animal that you could find around here, we're going to need 2 big lines. Kind of sort of close to the top of those lines. Letter M. And from in between those lines, a trunk. So, not the woolly mammoth. Okay, we did have a few woolly mammoths around here. But back when these animals, ooh, why is the eye over there? Okay. I need to have a little bit more coffee today, guys. These animals didn't have as much hair. Might have a few things. They did have large tusks, but not as large as the mammoths. And their diet was different. Diet is what they eat. And we could tell that from their teeth. Because they had large, pointy molars with a lot of cusps. When you find them, they literally look like this. This is what their teeth look like. Lots of sharp little cusps. Okay, so that's their molars, the teeth in the very back of your jaw. So this was the mastodon, called that because of its teeth. And we'll have a hint of its back legs over here, and its underside, and its silly little rope tail. I wish I hadn't botched this eye so much, but okay. Mastodons had these sharp cusps on their teeth because they would eat branches and tough leaves. That's what they ate. And so that's what their teeth were equipped to do. And they would use their tusks to make their way through the forest layer of the state. So mastodons, and of course, with love. Alright, so you can go ahead and color in these animals, okay? If you're not sure about this animal, it's kind of a bluish gray. Alright, but these are the animals that used to live in our state. And I will go ahead and label them all in my finished example so you can too. Alright, I can't wait to see what y'all do. Bye-bye.